Okay, the time has come. I have finally got to my level of doneness. I got my Destiny Quest companion app done. However, this is only for this book. This one, right here. Legion of Shadows. I haven't read the other ones, but looking at the character sheets, they're pretty different. So, this is just specific to this one. But that's fine. Okay, so we're just going to kind of go through this code real quick. So I moved my hero sheet, my combat tracker to different files just to kind of clean up my main file. I am only 4 weeks into my intro to computer programming class, so some things are no, let me take that back. All of it is still confusing. But if I can Google it, I can figure it out. So, this is the I like full screen, a full screen app, just because it looks nice on my monitor. But if your screen is bigger than 1920 by 1080, then it will get messed up. But because I don't expect anybody to use this besides me, it works for my monitor. So we set up the root for Destiny Quest. So here's the function. Here are the functions for the hero sheet, and then the button click on the show dice. I don't know why that is there, but we'll fix that. Anyway, here are the labels being created. That you'll see all this here in a minute when I run it. Enter hero button right here. Here are all the attributes. I know that there's probably a way to shorten some of this stuff, but I don't know it, and this makes sense when I look at it. And my screen's going crazy. I don't know what that is. Anyway, here's the command here on hero enter, runs this, which pulls from here. So that's pretty much what this is. This is a button created, this is a label created, and this is a background created, and then the canvas for it to or the main background to work on, to apply all the widgets to. So we'll go over here to hero. Now a lot of this is repeated over and over and over again, and that's why it's huge. And I have a feeling there's probably a way to make it easier to work with, but this is an introduction class, so I'm just going to kind of go with what I got. So here's the function that when you click on the button, it takes you into the combat tracker sheet. Here's the function for the open hero. So when you click on here, the command is on enter hero. It runs this right here. So a lot of this code right here underneath open hero is the same. So we'll just kind of go over a little bit of it. So this set of loops here, when you enter in something into one of the boxes, it will check to see if you entered in a word, and if you didn't enter in a word, it goes back to, for example, this one goes back to name, but it will also save what you entered into that box into save hero file, and it writes it here, and then when you close the program, your character stats and all your information is saved. Okay, so I know I'm going to probably keep saying it, but each button creates a new top level. Here are the attributes for top level, and they take you to a submit box that's about that big, and you enter in what you want to enter in. So for instance, for this one, you want to put your name in. Your name's Charlie, and that name then gets sent to the string var, and then when you hit enter, the name is now changed to Charlie. So here are all the attributes for the frame and the button. The frame is the white thing around it, and then the button is where the text is. I had done a lot of this in Photoshop, but it was easier to do it within tkinter. Anyway, here's the program. So what this does, what this command does, is runs this here. Runs this. So when you click on the button, it opens it up. If you enter something in, it replaces the name of the button, but if it doesn't, it goes back to name. The information you entered is written into this save file, or into that file. So yeah, so for the next, I don't know, 1,000 lines, all of this is the same thing. This is doing it for, here's buttons and buttons and buttons. So the important thing is, once we get down here to the bottom, is this. This is what's loading the data. This gigantic if statement, if else statement, I don't necessarily, just to be honest, I'm not 100% positive that I could have done this by myself. I found this on Google. Once I was able to get one of them to run, I was able to make it into a massive else if statement. So once I got one to run, I could get the rest of it to run. So what this does is the variable that it starts with chest, but the variable that you entered in gets put into a file, and it gets reloaded when the program reopens. It's pretty cool. Okay, so that's essentially what the combat tracker is going to do, the same thing. So go to the combat tracker. Here's all the code for the attributes. It's still full screen. Here's the image imports. Let's see. So this one has a dice roll menu. When you click on the dice roll button, it pops up a dice roll menu, which is this. So we'll go over that in a second. So yeah, it's the same thing. Whatever you enter is saved, but if you don't enter something, it goes back to whatever the name of the button was. In this case, it's passive. So all of this is the same thing as in the hero sheet one. Then you come down here and it does the same thing. Whatever you entered in this box, it's going to be saved when you open the program. This was important. This was the big one. This is what I wanted to have done. I wanted this to save all my information when I'm playing the book. I don't have to reload anything. So go over here to dice roll. This is kind of cool. So I made 8 images in Photoshop, and so it imports it rotates through these 6 images as a random dice roll using the random function. It seems to work pretty well, or well enough, that you don't necessarily have to roll dice unless you want to, so you don't even have to use this. Here's the attributes. So then this dice roll function pulls the labels and the photos, and it rotates through them when you click it. It's kind of cool. Okay, so then here's all of the images. There's not a whole lot of images. There's a lot less now. For the background, this is the background. This is the background for the hero sheet. This is the background for the main screen. So I thought this was pretty cool. I used Bing AI to generate 9 random images, and then I put these in Photoshop and made a logo. You'll see them. I don't know if I'll go through them all, but it rotates through 9 different background images through the same way the dice roll does it. It uses the random random.choice, and then it goes to the background library, dictionary, tuple, whatever that is. I'm new. So yeah, images. Okay, so that's pretty much the code. Yeah, pretty cool. So let's run it. Okay, so I'll just show you here's one of the backgrounds. This text is done in Photoshop. All of this is done in Photoshop. These images are 1920 by 1080, so if you do a bigger screen resolution, the images will get messed up. So the exit button is this little arrow up here. Okay, and it just rotates through. It randomly just picks 9 through the 9 images. sometimes. So there's 9 of them, and I can always add more. Anyway, you click on Enter Hero. So this is your character sheet. It's not that much different from the book. Some creative freedom. The backpack and special abilities are just kind of header banners. I wasn't too sure how to make these transparent. I don't know how else to do this, just so you know that these are special abilities and this is your backpack without doing it like this. So I might change it because you don't. If you just think these are not buttons, then you might not think Combat Tracker is a button. But Combat Tracker is a button. So anyway, you can just when you click on it, you get a submit menu. I need to probably put in some input validation, so you can't enter in anything other than integers and characters for some things. Okay, so then so for this, you're not going to have, you're not going to have a crazy number. You're only going to have a number of like 20. Same with magic. You probably only have like 15, 20. So, this you might have pizza, dancing, shoes, glasses. So this might get cut off. I got to work on some of the formatting. Same with this. The backpack, you're only going to have one item. Health potion. Okay, you're not going to have, health potion, chicken legs. You will put one of those into. You only have 5 items to carry around. Speed, you can, whatever your special abilities are for speed that you get from your items. So you see all these numbers. Some of this is already filled out. So you exit. Okay, the program's closed. And you start it back up again, new background, and all of your information is saved. This is the culmination of everything that I wanted to do in this program. I can now read through the book, use my laptop or computer, and play my character through here. I did notice that this does not update as SP, but I can fix that. So you can punch in your crowns, how many crowns you get. This probably needs fixed because I don't know how many crowns you get. Oh, no, that's fine. Because I don't know how many crowns you'll get. So, yeah. So anyway, Combat Tracker. I need to add, down here, maybe notes, but I'm happy with this. This rolls 2 D6s. The top one's a D6, the bottom one's a D6. If you only need to roll 1, you can just, pick one at the top or the bottom. And then you just click through it, and it randomly chooses these numbers. Same with this. So this will get numbers. Okay, and then these are all just header titles, so these aren't really doing anything. Then you go back, exit, and then you pull it back up, and all your numbers are changed. So I gotta fix these because without the SP, MA, BR, and AR, you don't really know what they are. Kind of the same with these. You don't necessarily know what the passives, what the health is. So I'll probably go back and fix some of that. Yeah, because you don't really know what it is here. So like your health is, 120. But if you don't want to do, apostrophes, then you need to put in input validation to only be able to do integers. And then probably put a space there. So there's still a couple of things. But all in all, I could probably play through Destiny Quest and use this thing the entire time. So anyway, that's my final for SDEV 120 or 140. SDEV 140. I just wanted to show it off. So anyway, that is all I got.